Hello there folks, it is TIJ Gaming and welcome to part 31 of the Neil Robertson career mode on Snooker 19, and today we are playing, and it seems that every episode in the last few days has been against someone we've played before. I want a bit of variety, man, but well, we're playing against Ken Doherty today, the darling from Dublin. Of course, you know, I think he's a home favourite. I think he's from Northern Ireland, not the Republic, so I hope I'm not being controversial there, but we're playing against CRAFTY Ken once again. We played against him before. I think we can check on here. It'll just say live say Northern Ireland or Ireland. Where's Ken? Oh, here we go. I don't know why I'm opening a video like this. There's Neil Folds. Is Ken here anywhere? Well, he's won the World Championships, so he's got to be somewhat... Right, just Ireland. Right, it's a bit awkward. Right, it's the Northern Ireland Open. Obviously, Ken is from the Republic, so we'll gloss over that a little bit. But in the last episode, we played against Judd Trump in the semi-finals of, pardon me, sorry, the Champion of Champions. And we lost 3 frames to 0. We got absolutely demolished by the Juggernaut, so we'll try and gloss over that. So we came to the Northern Ireland Open. You'll notice we're at round 2. So we played round 1 off camera against Stephen Halworth. It was fairly easy. 3 frames to 0 was the score. And now we've been drawn against the darling from Dublin. So let's play against CRAFTY Ken once again. I remember when we played against Ken, I think it was in the Oppo Championships, wasn't it? It was in the Oppo International Championships in the first few rounds, I think. Was it? Yeah, I'm sure it was. Because to get to the final, we beat Doherty, Dot, Higgins, Kyron Wilson, all these big names, I'm sure we did. So, it's a nice little arena for the Northern Ireland Open. So we're playing against Ken Doherty, very much a challenging player. Of course, a world champion, and really, you can't really gloss over his ranking, because he's a lot better than his ranking suggests. And I think that's more in terms of experience. Okay, he might not be as good as he used to be, but he's still a solid player and can still take it to the guys in the top 16. And that's been proven by that pretty good break, it has to be said. Doesn't leave anything on. So we're just going to try and play a thin safety, come off this cushion, onto the right-hand cushion as we look at it, and hopefully back up to bulk.
He'll be playing safe here.
Oh, that's way too hard, but we might get away with it. I think we are, actually. Actually, no, I don't think we will. Depends if there's a route through that blue and pink. Because there is a red on. Yeah, there is that red on. If it would have been softer, if we'd have played it like we were supposed to, we wouldn't have left it on. But, ooh, that's a poor pot from Ken. He's missed it. So that gives us the early chance here. Don't need anything too hard, just a nice tap into the pocket. And that's the first pot of the day. And hopefully the black's on here. I don't think the red doesn't interrupt the proceedings, I don't think. Might be wrong. Oh, well, it does. There we go. I can always be proven wrong. So it's going to be a tight blue needed. Again, need a bit of a safety if this ball doesn't go in.
Well, no surprises here with the long pot attempt.
Looks decent to me. We've middled it. Of course, it doesn't leave anything on, but that wasn't the plan. Would have been silly to leave anything on, really. So again, luckily we got this red out here, which provides a bit of a thin safety once again. Hit it softer than we did last time, and then hopefully even if we hit it harder, leaves a bit of ground. But that should be a solid safety. Past the brown, into the bulk area, and all that Ken can do really here is play a safety. And
Neil Robertson.
Let's have a look how he gets on here. Yeah, we've got the snooker. I was reluctant to say that we got the snooker because I couldn't quite see. But to be fair, he's not done badly to get out of that, actually. Credit to him.
Well played.
No, he's certainly not doing bad there. Nothing really goes here, so unfortunately, it's just a tap up the table. Don't want anything too hard. Up to the bulk, and hopefully it should stay there. Using the 2 cushions to our advantage, just behind the yellow, and that is a very nice shot. Crowd seem to like that one. It's not the fastest start to the game, but certainly a solid one from us. And not so good to get out of that snooker that time. But to be fair, he got out of it. Just left a pot on. A pot on? God, I don't know. Gone all American all of a sudden. But he's left a pot on. Play with some backspin. Just want to make sure we avoid the corner pocket. But now that's nice because it leaves the black on.
Nicely onto the black.
1.
And just play this nice and soft. and we should be fine. Good pot.
8.
Black's well out of harm's way, that's always positive. I mean, this is a bit of a tricky shot, to be fair, so I'm not going to go for that one.
This looks pretty simple.
But back off the cushion, and nicely for the black.
9.
Again, it's all about playing the shots you're comfortable with, I think, on this game. And sometimes you're just not comfortable with some shots. Now, we're going to try and get this on the cushion so it makes this red that we were fearful of a little bit of time ago much more of a straight pot. Yeah, that's fine now.
16.
Could even go... No, we couldn't get the pot on the other red. So it's always good to have a backup plan. Play a little bit of backspin and get on the black, hopefully, again. But it's a solid start. 3 reds and 2 blacks. Hopefully make it 3 reds and 3 blacks. Black should be fine here. But I think after this, we're going to have to just... Yeah, we are just going to have to, a little bit reluctantly, have to be said, just whack it into the reds, which means this has to be a little bit more powerful. Just going to check this. This definitely does go. Yep, that's fine. Yep. Let's give it a look then. Hopefully the cue ball makes decent contact with these reds. Black's there.
Bad at all. Great opportunity.
And again, the crowd happy with that, as long as the red doesn't fly in. That's a very nice split. I mean, before we wouldn't have had a red on, so just proves sometimes it's better giving them a smash, taking the risk. But at the moment, we started very well, and back on the black again. Can't remember a time, any time in this career mode really, where we've played with this much finesse on the black. It's nice to see. Good shot. A little bit harder than necessary, but again, I think that's fine. Leaves a few options on the table.
32.
That's what it's all about. And you can wait. I'd rather have multiple options. Like, I think, in retrospect, we're best playing this one. Gives decent position on the black, fingers crossed. This ball is travelling quite quick, but as you can see, again, we're on the black.
Oh, wonderful shot.
33.
And Ken's not really had a chance so far, has he, poor Ken? It's always time. It's always time for Crafty Ken.
40.
I think we're just going to cut this into the pocket here. Then come off the other cushion. Hopefully be decently on the black. Good pot. Oh, that's way too hard. It's fine. We'll still be on a colour. Fingers crossed. Blue should be fine. He says. Oh, thanks for letting me know, Xbox. My controller batteries are low. The blue's gone in. It's a good pot. I think there's a few reds we can choose from here. Yeah, this red should go. Could play the plant on the other one, I suppose. You've got to be wary, because sometimes these things can go wrong if you've got 2 reds there. But I think that's far enough away to give much more of a...
No gimme.
There's certainly an area for this red to go through. Always a little bit tricky to judge, though. We're going to have to go for it. That's a solid pot. Good stuff. Will the pink go through that gap? It should do. Yeah, looks fine to me.
Wow.
Good pot.
You'll be thrilled with that.
Good start this is. That's a very good start. Breaker 50. Again, I'm not quite secure with those cut shots, so a little bit tentative to play that. But we've got this red here. Looks fine to me. Just try and play the ball naturally, I think, here. That might work. Just let it run and see what happens. Good pop.
Well, an excellent pot.
I think there's probably a long pink on here, possibly.
54.
Weight up, yeah, looks good to me.
Tricky shot here.
It is tricky, but hopefully it pays off. And it's there, solid pot.
Brilliant.
Yes, he'll be very.
And we're just playing with some nice finesse at the moment. That's something that is really nice. Could we be getting for our first ton? Possibly. That's a nice shot. Is it going to still be on the black? I don't think the red's going to come into play here. I might be wrong, but I'm usually prepared to be wrong on these things.
Black ball required.
Just the black required though for the frame. And what a solid frame it's been.
And that effectively shuts out his opponent in this frame.
68.
Fantastic stuff. Really has been. We'll finally get rid of this red we didn't want. With a sigh of relief. Oh, we've missed it. Oh dear. I think we're focusing way too much on position there.
Neil Robertson.
So unfortunately not on for our first turn up.
Just wants to slot this into the middle pocket.
Really, I should have waited to say ton up and until we got that first century, just for the excitement of it. But Ken's going to try this. He's not going to succeed though, because he's missed a black straight away. So get a few pots on. And if you're wondering why the hell is he saying ton up,
He's looking to pop
it's all
this.
about John Virgo's commentary on the World Championships. That's all I'm saying.
Beautiful.
I don't think we can get through to this black again. Prepared to be wrong. We can get through to it, but we can't get the pot.
He's aiming for the left corner here.
Solid pot, middle that.
Beautifully done.
7.
Again, this should go nicely to the middle.
Well, he's playing this into the left middle pocket.
Good pot.
Excellent.
Now the black and the frame will definitely be over. But a very solid start really here.
15.
Just play a soft shot on the red. And then Ken should concede from there. He's certainly not going to get how many snookers he needs to get back into it.
Frame.
And there we go, 1-0.
Frame. Neil Robertson.
And if we can play like that in the next two frames, it'll be brilliant.
So,
Really
he's
good start
opened
that was.
one frame gap and will be looking to apply some pressure on his opponent in this frame.
Just our usual split. Splits the one red. And it's very close to the cushion, so no chance for pot. And that blue might be in the way of the red, so we might have even covered that red off altogether. Oh no, we hasn't. Just going to be a safety though, you can tell from how he hit that. But does he leave it safe? Possible plant on here.
Not what he intended at all. He'll be annoyed with that.
Or is there room to pot this actually? It's a tight area. I don't think there is a ball's width there, and I don't think we can really play. I'm not too confident in playing a plant on this, but you know what I'm like, I'll play it anyway. There we go, good pot. Just needs to get a little bit thinner on the red because we weren't quite there in terms of a pot. On the red we're trying to get a plant on anyway. So we had to hit it a little bit of an angle, not necessarily straight, but I think we've calculated that quite nicely. Now this needs to pull up or get past the blue.
Impressive cueing.
But to be fair, does it really matter? We've got this red that's out here that's certainly worth a go. We're going to hit it quite hard as well. Hopefully get
He's playing for the right corner here.
a good split.
The split looks good to me.
And there we go. Pot's there and a brilliant split. And really we look not untouchable. I wouldn't quite say that yet. But we're certainly playing well here. Go for this green. I think that's probably the easiest shot in these circumstances. Play with a little bit of top as well. This allows us to get back down the table. These aren't the easiest though. But it's there.
What a pot.
That's great.
And we probably haven't used
Excellent position.
the cue ball to our advantage really here. Again, all the balls are just completely out there. So it's going to be a tight one on this red. I'm not a big fan of these pots really. And to be fair, it leaves the table at Ken Doherty's mercy if we miss. So bit of a risk. Doesn't look half bad. And it's there, good pot.
Lost the cue ball a tad there.
But yeah, the position's not great. Well, what colour are we going for? The black? The black's definitely hittable. Yeah, I'm going to have to go for a bit of a safety here. Although, I don't think we're going to get one. Got to be lucky. Well, we've got to be in it to win it, I suppose. But just got to... I was about to say, I thought the cue ball, the black was going in there. But we had to be lucky to get safe there. Possibly a little bit softer and wouldn't have hit the green and we would have been alright.
Robertson.
And to be fair, the balls are that crowded that there might not be a pot on here. There's certainly a half chance. Ken playing this very slowly. Of course, still not got... I think he's got one pot on the board.
Really tough shot.
I think he got one pot, didn't he, in that mini break in the last frame. But no, not a great start from the Darling of Dublin. Fancy me saying he's from Northern Ireland. What a plonker.
He'll want this to drop into the centre pocket.
It's there.
Down it goes.
Bit of a tighter one than people realise, I think.
1.
Again, in all these, not necessarily on my videos, but I've seen in other content people going, oh, this is way too easy. I don't think that's necessarily right. I think you've got to spend a lot of hours playing the game to perfect your game, and there's been plenty of games that we've lost and been outplayed in. And I think it's honestly just how you play. Sometimes the AI are too good.
He's playing for the right.
Like Trump was really in the last match. There was nothing we could have done.
That's a top shot.
Wonderful
And then in
shot.
some games,
7.
the AI are poor, so that helps. Like when we played Ryan Day, I acknowledged that he was really poor in the Champion of Champions. But we'll take that. That's very reminiscent to real life. Of course, players can have off days, and I think that's what this game quite nicely portrays. And then there's other games like this one where, I mean, so far, we don't want to talk too much into the future, where players like Ken don't get a chance. And in short formats like this, that's about right. Don't snooker yourself behind the red.
Annoyed with that.
Oh.
11.
Oh, it's touching ball as well. Well, goodness me. I thought the yellow was much more available here and much more accessible, so...
He needs to be wary of underhitting this.
To be fair, we've hit the yellow. I think they're too bad out of that. Of course, there is a pot on this red now that we've just touched.
11.
Pace is
But
the
as
key.
proven, you can make mistakes and not be aware of it. A little bit like that touching ball snooker, whatever you want to call it. It was a bit bonkers, really, that was. But we got out of it without any
Shot, but not
foul
what he was
points,
hoping
and
for.
Ken just seemed to play a bit of a safety, but it didn't really work. And as I say, I mean, you know, it's a 5-frame game, maximum. You know, it can be all over in 3 frames. And sometimes it takes players a long time to get into it. But it'd only be the same thing if players were beating us every match. Everyone would be going, it's too hard, so you can't really win. But we've had that many, you know, we've had pretty much half the season nearly now, and we haven't won a tournament yet, so it can't be that easy.
In it goes.
And again, this isn't anything against you guys, just seeing a few comments on other creators, so I thought I'd
8.
say me bit. But my bit's over now. Let's get back onto the snooker. This pink should be fine. Yeah, just hits the jaw there, but absolutely fine. And we should be on a roll again, but so far, Ken, I think he's had, what, 1 pot in the whole game? Just not giving him a chance, and even when we have given him half chances, he's elected to play safety that's not really worked. Or he's just not really played very well. He's picked the wrong shot. That can definitely happen. Now, is there a ball's width here? I'd say there is. Yeah, that's fine. Good shot.
That was a strange choice of shot there.
Yeah, agreed.
22.
Oh, for goodness sake. Pick the blooming yellow. This is the only problem with this game. We are going to give away some points now. Unless they've put it in an update or something. Unfortunately, we can't change the colour we've just selected. Just hit the yellow too quick, so I'm going to have to try and get out of this.
You'll have to be careful with
Just the only way we can, really. Get off the cushion. We were way too far away. If we'd have gone for the brown, we'd have been alright.
brown ball. And that's a
But it
foul.
will be a foul. Might get us to continue from here.
Foul and a miss.
Oh, wow. He definitely will.
22.
Oh, no. Retake. So,
4.
unless we can see this yellow. No, we can't. So it won't be the free miss rule.
You'll have to be very careful with the pace here.
That's nowhere near. I don't know what I was playing there. I don't think the free miss rule applies.
That foul will really annoy him.
Foul and a miss.
Yeah, of course. Ken's going to play on anyway here. And that's his second pot. Just a disaster from us, really. A few shots have gone wayward, and we've been a little bit unlucky. Trying to play with finesse, and Well, we've got ourselves snookered because we haven't played hard enough to get out of the positions, and that's what we tend to do. So we don't get in those positions too much really,
Position to take
because we
myself
do
here.
play the balls hard,
9.
and therefore get out of the mess that I like to call it with the reds if they're all scattered about. But Ken's certainly proven his worth here. Admittedly, after this black, it's going to be tricky to get to these two reds. It's not done half bad there.
He just wants to ensure he gets this cue ball tight to
Yeah, he's just playing a bit of a safety here.
10 Doherty.
I'm just going to hit these and get back up the other end of the table. Possibly a little bit hard, I don't know. We'll have to find out. The green's not going to be bad unless it goes into the pocket. But not bad there at all. We've actually snookered him in the end, that's interesting. He's got out of it, but what are the implications? Not too bad, luckily. I'm going to try and cut this into the top pocket.
no more than half a chance here.
Yeah, it is only more than half a chance, but sometimes you just fancy it. But that's a solid pot,
Absolutely
brilliant.
Fabulous pot.
He'll be very happy with the position here.
Now, we've got a good position on the black, yes. But I don't think it's worth taking it in this situation. Again, the points margin isn't that much. I'd rather go for a green that's a lot more conclusive. Tap this red on the way through, that wouldn't be bad. Yeah, that's really good, actually.
4.
Didn't really intend to do that, I'll be completely honest. But we'll certainly take it.
This is not easy.
There you go, the red's there.
Simply
Ooh, a little bit much to get onto the black, but the pink will be fine.
Shot. Perfect.
5.
well, he's taking it on.
Just wants to get off that cushion.
Well,
Hopefully don't
not the
snooker
shot he
yourself
was
on the
aiming
yellow.
for
If
there.
it pulls... Oh, actually the green might come into this a little bit.
11.
No, we haven't got a pot on.
He'll be conscious of not overhitting this.
Just tap the yellow. Come back round. It's not going to be enough, unfortunately, to get a snooker. Needed it a little bit harder than that. But
Not
Ken still
really
needs
the
all the
result he
balls.
was after.
Needs to clear up here in order to get the frame back.
Would you
But he's
believe
missed the yellow.
forced error? I'm not sure what
And he's
happened
not got a snooker.
there. This should be fairly straightforward.
So by contrary, we need the yellow and the green. Not the best angle on the green, but certainly potable. Again, against a player that's shown their worth a little bit here, I'd be more tempted to play a safety. But there we go, a good pot. And that should be the frame.
He'll be disappointed with that shot.
5.
Oh, we're disappointed with it, yeah, but
This is really tricky.
doesn't really matter. Go for the brown. Angle seems to be a little bit off. Yeah. Didn't really take too much time over that, but 20, hang on a bit.
Neil Robertson.
I was about to say, whew. Oh god, I didn't think we'd won the frame, but he's still playing for it. He's going for the double. Very nice shot from Ken.
4.
He's attempting
Cracking
to
stuff.
sink this.
Whether that was a fluke or not, you can just say he used his experience well.
9.
And that's brilliantly on the pink. He's just trying to clear up here, I would guess. Well, we'll soon know. No, he's just going for the safety on the pink. Ooh, that didn't make contact with the jaw brilliantly.
Doherty. 9.
Might as well try and play this across the cushion.
Tricky pot along the cushion here.
Doesn't look bad. It's not quite there. Again, it doesn't matter. So unless he goes for a snook here, which you could quite conceivably
Very
get.
important.
Trying to play this very thin. Could the white ball go in here? Oh, well.
That's an excellent shot.
A little bit of a safety battle then here, it seems.
Great shot. It looks like he's trying to get the cue ball.
Blimey, he's moved the cue ball quite a bit. Not quite got the snooker, unfortunately. Might as well go for a thin shot for the pot. Just wary that we don't want to pop the cue ball while we're at it. No, it's fine. Be nice if the pink stops. Oh, that's lovely. Well, have a bit of that, Ken. Might just see this, to be fair. Might be able to just clip it.
Be in trouble.
Yeah, that's a shame. Ooh, well. Goodness me. Crafty Ken strikes again.
He's looking to pop the pink.
Again, just a little bit too thin. I'm not really fussed about the pot. I just want to get this over with. I suppose You could say, well, the only way to do it is to get the pot, but of course, he's just not going to go for this, is he? No, Finn. Could be a snooker anytime soon, so we're going to have to be careful here.
That's an excellent safety. Very tricky shot coming up.
I.e. Ken might try and play a snooker, that's what I meant, and he might get one, and therefore we'll lose the points. So we need to get on with this fairly swiftly, but he's not giving us an easy chance.
Tricky pot, no doubt.
It's all about mind games, this sort of battle is. But this should... Oh, it's... no, should be fine. Best chance we've been given yet, anyway. Might as well play it soft. Again, we've not got any problem with position, and that just made sure the pink went in, and that is definitely the frame. You'd be saying, oh god, position's crap on the black, so we're just going to try and play a double. Don't think it'll come off, but you never know. Doesn't look bad. Oh, a little bit off. Ah, well. Doesn't matter. Because we've won the second frame and just need the third to make sure that it's not like it was in our first meeting with Doherty. And make sure we beat him with style.
This is a key frame.
Yeah, it's definitely a key frame. We know what it's like to be in Ken's position. We've been in it in the last 2 episodes, albeit in the one bit, I was going to say the penultimate, just sounds daft. The second to last episode, we got out of it fine and brought it back to 3-2. And then, of course, in the Judd Trump episode, we really didn't get out of it, and he won the next frame. But solid split there. Unfortunately, we can't get to the black because the blue is the red's covering the pocket. But I'm sure we'll be thankful for that later on in the frame, possibly.
Now, can he drop this into the right corner?
Oh, good pot.
Tremendous pot.
Well, we might be thankful for this red even now. Because it would be the only one we could get to with ease. Definitely chances for other reds, but it would be the only one we could have got to easily. A little bit much to get on the black, I would say, at this point. But there's always the blue and the pink, and the blue it is, I think, for the reason it's straight. Provides a much easier pot, in my view.
Right up his street.
There we go, good pot.
Well, an excellent
Just
pot.
wanted to make sure we got nice position on this red, and then we can just try and get a split again. Making sure we don't pot the cue ball. There we go, splitting the reds a bit more. Hopefully, yeah, I think we should be fine. Brilliant on that pink, in fact. Not going to complain with that whatsoever.
He's looking at the pot into the left middle.
But we just played nicely today.
No issue
Good
there.
match to show we've still got the credentials
Wonderful.
after not really having a chance against Trump. It's a good confidence build, I'd say this is. And as I said earlier, Ken's not Ken's not stupid. He's a solid player. Good commentator as well, but solid player.
18.
So I think, to be honest, it's a good achievement to be beating someone like Ken Doherty 3 frames to 0. I really do. I know you could say, well, you're Neil Robertson, so it should be expected, but nevertheless, it's a big match.
22.
A big figure to be playing against. It doesn't come without pressure. A little bit of a backspin, just to make sure we do get this to the pocket. And equally get half day's position on the black.
23.
Position's there, but again, I just don't fancy it. Again, we've got decent position here, and I don't think we ought to jeopardise that necessarily.
We know what a prolific long potter he is, so
By playing something that's a little bit of a 50-50 chance. But there we go, the blue's there fine. And there we go, that's a much nicer red. And again, Ken's not had a chance here. And I think this is probably the most dominant we've been in a game that's been shown anyway. I mean, we beat Halworth fairly easily, but in a game that's been shown on the channel, again, this is been a pretty dominant one, I would say. Position's going to be a little bit tough here. But I've got my eye on one. It's going to be a long pot, of course, given the position of the cue ball, but I think you guys will guess which one. It's not rocket science, it's this one. A little bit closer to the cushion than I would imagine, but again, should still be fine. There we go, nice pot.
That's a top shot.
And if this pulls up, should be
He seems full of
Our
confidence.
first black of the frame.
35.
Could be our first and only, who knows.
Should be straightforward enough.
There we go, middled into the pocket. Good play, that was some decent precision there.
42.
And a few chances here for a pot, and that red will do nicely.
This should be pretty straightforward.
Play a little bit harder, but with some backspin, just so we can optimise the position for the black a little bit better.
43.
A little bit too straight on it in terms of the relationship between the black and the cue, but that's absolutely fine. But some very solid snooker we've played, I'd say, today. Again, it's not all over yet.
50.
But the way we're playing, it certainly might well be. Sooner rather than later. That being said, that could be a problem. No, it's there. A little bit loose, though, there, in terms of that red. Got a little bit lucky. Need to play something a little bit harder here. Maybe try and hit one of these reds. See what we can get out of it. There we go. Got a nice straight pot on this. Well, I wouldn't call it a nice straight pot, but a decent pot on this ball now.
Looking to play this softly.
Could be a bit off here. No, we've missed
Not
it.
really intended.
Needed a little bit more angle on it. It was just heading straight for the cushion and wouldn't pop from there. So here's Ken's chance from being a few balls from being whitewashed 3-0. Well, he had to go at the black and it was a pretty tough one, to be fair. I'll give him that. Just play this nice and
He'll be
soft.
mindful of pace here. He really doesn't want to overhit this.
Again, don't think there's any sort of position or anything here.
Pace is absolutely critical.
Yeah, just
here.
playing the safety on this red. Oh, God. Blimey. Well, certainly a safety. Ooh. Oh, he didn't. I was looking at that red and black there. That was a cracking shot on the red. Whether it was meant or not is definitely questionable. But this just proves how good Ken is. You know, if you can't do it conventionally, use the cushions. But it's still a long way back, I feel, from here. Brought the green into play a little bit. That's interesting. But 2 reds, 2 blacks. Can he continue that? And if he comes back into this frame, you've got to respect him for it. We look pretty much like we've won it. But he's missed the black.
Form will be concerning. He needs something to get him back into the match.
But just this red needed
17.
Just his
to win the frame numerically. Of course, you can go for snookers. That's a very solid red. No problems with that.
Nicely done.
And with the black, it should be very much all over.
chance of a comeback in this match.
1.
There we go. The black's there.
Loose shot.
Rubbish position on the red. Hopefully it pulls up so we can actually get to this red.
8.
Might as well go for the pot. Why not?
He's taking on the pot along the cushion.
No, not quite. But it doesn't matter. We're 48 ahead. Only 35 left on the table. Is he going to concede? Yes, he is. And that was nice and easy, to be honest.
Push him into the next round.
Ken really didn't give us much of a challenge, although I think it wasn't necessarily Ken. It was just, we played quite well. We got 219 points. Ken with only 60. As you see, a high break of 68. It's a solid snooker played there. And that's all you need in these sort of matches. But who's going to be in the last 32? We've beaten Halworth, we've beaten Doherty. Who's our next opponent? Let's find out. Oh, it's exciting, this is. Should be someone from about, probably, I don't know, maybe the 16 to 32 range. And there you go. It's Mark King. But I think we played Mark King before. Oh, my God. I think, well, I mean, hopefully, sometime soon, we're going to get a player we've never played before. I mean, look at these rankings for a kickoff. We haven't played... we've played only 2 players out of the top 6. Kyron, we haven't played anyone from 9 to 16. We played Ryan Day. We haven't played Perry Carter. We played Bing Dow and Dot. We haven't played anyone from this list apart from Mark King. And I think Mark Davis at one point. But there's a lot of players we still haven't played. And we seem to be getting the same sorts of players. But well. While we're here, we might as well have a quick look at a rankings update. As you can see, if we did well in this tournament, there'd be a chance of us possibly getting to 6th place. I mean, we're not that far away from Mark Allen. We pulled away a little bit from Kyron in terms of prize money. But of course, because Judd Trump won the Oppos, that pushed him up a little bit. But him and John Higgins very close, so Higgins might well take that place back in this tournament. But for Sunday's episode, we are going to play against Mark King in that best of 5. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. A little bit of a shorter one, but it inevitably always is if we win by 3 frames to 0, or the opposite happens if there's a whitewash either way. But I hope you've enjoyed. I've been CIJ Gaming, and until Sunday, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye for now.